Former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee is working with a Florida-based investor to push pro-Trump conservative propaganda through children's books. And there's also a financial scam involved in the equation because of course there is. I mean, we're talking about right wingers here. Stay tuned for that element of the story. I'll get to that a little later. But let me give you the details about the indoctrination that's taking place. While, let me remind you, conservatives would have you believe that it's the left that's indoctrinating children with critical race theory and things that aren't actually happening in grade schools. Now, the recent Kids Guide to Cancel Culture and Freedom of Speech promises to help families fight narrow-minded educators and school boards and walk children through the evils of cancel culture, something that, quote, happens when the media bans people who don't agree with their views. Now, remember, we just showed you a video of Newsmax kicking a war veteran off their air because he had a mild critique of the Trump administration. So just keep that in mind, okay? Now, then there's the Kids Guide to Media Bias and Fake News, which warns children that the media is biased against faith in God, lower taxes, smaller government, and the right to bear arms. Meanwhile, the Kids Guide to Fighting Socialism teaches them that rich people already share their wealth by spending money to buy goods and services.
Well, are they not merciful? Okay, I mean, they're literally doing propaganda on behalf of the rich to kids.
Yeah, to kids, these are kids.
They're like, oh, can you believe Obama's doing indoctrination of kids by having them learn things? On the other hand, you should learn that rich people are awesome. And every once in a while they buy crap from you, okay? You should like it and know your role. This is the stuff they're teaching kids.
The rich already share their wealth through their consumerism. I thought it was gonna go in the direction of like maybe charity, right?
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, they're gonna mention charity or mutual aid. That's what they always love to cite. But like Huckabee's like, no, why even go there? They buy stuff for themselves. That's how they help the community out.
I mean, they buy yachts, they buy mansions, and you guys are still complaining? Okay, little kids, shut up and know your role. Okay, keep working for them.
So what I love is the company, like in their marketing materials, are like, we teach kids things that they don't learn in school. Gee, I wonder why they don't teach this type of curriculum in schools. But to give you a little taste, a visual, if you will, of the type of garbage that children are taught in these ridiculous propaganda books, here is a video from Learn Our History, US history videos for kids.
The American founders invoked our Creator 4 times in the Declaration of Independence.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Our religious liberty is enshrined in the very First Amendment in the Bill of Rights.
God figures into all things and is the basis for our precious freedom.
Values of love, charity, and faith built this nation.
What terrible ends would we suffer without God's daily guidance?
But our media culture often mocks and demeans people of faith.
The truth is that God and religion had very little impact on the formation of America and even less on what the country has become.
Our nation today is divided. It will be our faith in God, in His teachings, in each other, that will lead us back to unity. In America, we don't worship government, we worship God.
In America, where our Constitution says there's a separation of church and state, we worship God.
It says you shall not establish a religion. It's not unclear, right? But I mean, look, every part of this is hilarious. First of all, they're like, can you believe they're not teaching this in schools? And would they have this dweeby professor-looking dude from Brooklyn? Like, actually, the Constitution says that we should not establish a religion. They're like, get a load of this guy, loser, read the Constitution, dweeb, nerd, read the Constitution. Now, you should know that the Constitution was actually based on the Bible. Now, that's not true, but it feels true. and it feels good. So let's teach the kids that.
Oh my God, listen, it's so ridiculous.
I'm sorry, Anna, I just wanted to point that last part out too. And they're like, we could bring this country back together with Confederate generals? Like, wait, why are we bringing the country back together with the Confederates? Didn't they attack us and kill hundreds of thousands of Americans? Aren't they traitors? They're like, no, and now for the good guys, the Confederates. I can't believe they're not teaching this in school.
No, I mean, look, it's so ridiculous that I want to read you a comment from a conservative Christian who actually thought like, oh, this might be good, and got tricked into buying this stuff. She's like, her name's Laura. She's like, I was in shock that they're still in business. The first thing that struck me was how crappy the graphics were. They were just trying too hard to relate to kids. I did not agree with even the history they were trying to teach. The way it was skewed, I remember wondering, is that even true? No, Laura, it's not true. Go with your gut, girl. I believe in you. I believe in you. Yeah. But what Laura also didn't know, which she didn't expect, was that there's like a scam involved as well. Because at first they offer you the books or whatever for free, and then without letting you know or without making it clear, they start charging your account more than $20 a month. Yeah. It's like, oh, what are you doing? So let me give you the details on that. The Kids Guide to President Trump is available in a free Patriotic Kids gift bundle that promises to help your kids and grandkids learn the truth about President Trump. The bundle walks kids through Trump campaign pledges to stop radical, it like literally teaches kids hate, right? Stop radical Islamic terrorism, and teaches children how Trump wanted to prevent dangerous people from coming via illegal immigration and building a giant wall. So again, what ends up happening is they'll see that it's free. They'll be like, all right, what do I got to lose, right? So they have to sign up, obviously, to get the free stuff. Then they get the free stuff, and without expecting it, their account gets charged more than $20 a month, $20.90 specifically monthly. Despite the parents' complaints, they continued that business practice.
So there's three elements to this story. One is a scam, and so the recharging people after some free thing is to me is less of an issue, although they're very enraged by it, the people who are getting charged, because they apparently were not sufficiently warned. But there's a second portion where they did like these tuition points, and they tricked people into thinking that it was going to really be for college credit.
Yeah.
And then they shut down the website. Like, people are complaining, wait, I can't get college credit for this. Nobody's taking it, not even the religious schools are taking this. So how do I complain? They're like, oh, I got a good idea. If we shut down the website, you won't be able to complain. That's unbelievable. So that's like, these guys are total scammers, right? So, and by the way, are there any laws in this country anymore? Or can you just rob people? Just lie to them, rob them, and go, oh yeah, tuition points gonna count for college. Just kidding, shut down the website. There's no law, I'm a right-wing Christian. So the cops will never hold me accountable. Okay, so that's portion one. Portion two is the funny stuff. Like in there's the kids, now you have a right to bear arms. Why are we telling 7-year-olds that? Like, okay, that part is true, there's a Second Amendment right to bear arms, but why are we trying to indoctrinate like elementary school kids, junior high school kids with like, now remember the guns, everybody remember the guns, okay? But and by the way, another one was, you're not going to get this stuff in the mainstream media, in regular textbooks, and they're keeping away your opportunity to lower taxes.
Oh my God, I know. Can you imagine like a fourth grader like, lower taxes?
Okay.
What does that mean?
Wait, I have to lower taxes on the rich, and that's what I'm supposed to be learning? They're like, exactly, yeah. Because this is exactly what propaganda indoctrination is. But the third part is actually really disturbing. That's the one that Anna just read you. So there's one is they talk about the radicalization of Muslims, stop radical Islamic terrorism. Now, why are we telling again young kids about Islamic terrorism? Is there something they could do? So in the rare cases where there is Islamic terrorism, can they go out there and rush over to Kandahar or something? No, you want to teach them 9/11? That's part of American history, of course, right? But no, the point here is indoctrinate them into thinking all Muslims are bad. The only context they're seeing Muslims in is they're radicals and they're terrorists.
And also immigrants and
guys, this is not new. This is what they did to the Jews in Nazi Germany. Yes, I said it because that's exactly what happened. And they're the outsiders, they're terrible, they're not like the other humans. But if you think that what they say about Muslims is not bad, you're wrong, but listen to what they said about Latinos, basically, Latino immigrants. That's the target here. Prevent dangerous people from coming through illegal immigration. So they're telling these young kids, immigrants are dangerous. They're dangerous kinds of people. And you've got the rich are great and their taxes should be lower, but those brown people, the Muslims and the Mexicans, they're your enemies. This is disgusting. And he does it for a profit motive and he does it for propaganda. And we're all supposed to take it. That's the part that bothers me. There's this fragility of white supremacy where they say, okay, now I'm gonna indoctrinate kids into hating you. Look, I'm Muslim, my family's Muslim. I'm atheist now, but I grew up Muslim. And they're teaching all these kids in Arkansas, and a public school actually bought this crap, right? They're teaching all of them. And they did $5 million.
You are a dangerous man, Cenk.
Well, I'm dangerous to them politically.
Things. Yeah, exactly.
But they spent $5 million in ads apparently on Facebook. So that means they did more than $5 million in business. That means a lot of people bought this. So they're spreading this poison everywhere, saying if that guy's Muslim, you should hate him. If that guy's Mexican, you should hate him. And that's a sick, sick thing to do. And no, we're not gonna stand for it. You're a racist and you're a bigot. And I don't care how much you cry about that. You're telling people that we're evil and we're terrible, and then we're supposed to care about your feelings? That when we accurately call out what a racist bigot you are, Mike Huckabee, you racist monster.
I mean, look, get race out of it for a second and just think about how fragile they are in general. Remember, you have the White House Correspondents' Dinner where a comedian, her name escapes me at the moment, makes fun of Sarah Huckabee Sanders, her lies, and her eyeshadow. And like for a week straight, it was like, can you believe a comedian made a joke about Sarah Huckabee Sanders? It's unbelievable. It's like, they're just fragile, period. Everything that they say, whether it's in regard to corruption, indoctrination, or their talking points about how the left is full of snowflakes. I mean, come on. They're the snowflakes. Like it's incredible how sensitive they are.
They are, and they don't. And their hatred is so overwhelming that they find it to be normal. They're like, well, let's teach young kids that immigrants are quote dangerous people, and they go, what hatred?
Yeah.
What? I get to say awful things about you. I get to call you a terrorist. I get to call you dangerous. I get to call you a criminal. I get to call you all these terrible things and poison the minds of young Americans. But if you complain about it, how dare you?
Yep.
I don't get to be racist anymore? I don't get to be a bigot anymore? Oh, this is cancel culture. By the way, it's not. Your books are available. And by the way, one last thing, Dr. Seuss should sue the living crap out of him. It's a total copy of Dr. Seuss on the cover and talking about the cat in the MAGA hat. You should sue them into oblivion. And then Mike, when you complain about that, I'll say, #capitalism. I read it in your books.
By the way, Michelle Wolf was the comedian who made fun of Sarah Huckabee Sanders and hurt her feelings. So that was a great moment.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.